It's my Disney Treasure video featuring me, Magic Carpet Dan. Hey there, hi folks, welcome to the Disney Treasure. Whoa! I just cut off the Disney Treasure and boy are my tassels tired. A little rug humor there for you. What's going on, Disney fans? It's Dan here, and I just spent 7 days fully immersed in one of the best cruises I've ever been on. Seriously guys, the Disney Treasure is a game changer. It's a floating shrine to everything that you've loved about theme parks. So listen up, Disney park fans. This is a boat for you. Even if you hated the Wish, especially if you hated the Wish. The classic ships are truly something else, and they have quite the fan base. You really can't beat the vibe of the originals. It's this white glove, vintage cruise line energy that's all Disney-fied. An energy that the new Wish class cruise ships just don't have. That's not the vibe we're going for here. The new design is really meant to shake up what it means to be on a Disney cruise. I know the initial reaction to the Wish class ships was not great, and honestly, I get it. The new ships are very different from the classic fleet. We are now in our floating mini theme park era, and I feel like the Wish is meant to be the starter pack for a new Disney cruise family converted over from the parks. Just think about how the Wish sailings are a perfect starter trip for families, short 3 or 4 day sailings, and everything is princess themed, a princess atrium, a princess dinner show, a princess musical. It's a princess toddler boat, which is why I believe a lot of people really got turned off to it initially. Just look at all the brands Disney chose for this floating castle at sea, the Wish, versus the Treasure, this floating Adventureland at sea. The vibe check is immaculate. The Treasure steps in and answers so many of the Wish's problems. So to take you through everything that changes the game about this new ship, I have made you an internet-friendly list. 10 things you absolutely cannot miss on the Treasure, and why it's better than the Wish in literally almost every way. Number 1, the Moana musical. Oh man, Disney Live Entertainment is truly making some of the best products for Disney fans right now. The incredibly powerful team of Broadway-level artists, both on and off stage, is led by their new VP, Jenny Fitton-Weinbloom, who helped work on immersive theater pieces that you may know of, such as, I don't know, Meow Wolf and Sleep No More. The iconic pieces of immersive theater that have really sprung up over the past 10 years. We are so lucky to have her right now. And the Treasure was her first big project, and Jenny knows what she's doing. The entertainment on this ship reflects that. And while I'll touch on her immersive experiences a bit more later, I just have to hype up the newest main stage musical that they adapted, Moana, because it's incredible. It's impeccable. I love it. The puppetry alone is worth the ticket price here, folks. Stunning pieces of puppetry, such as baby Moana at the start of the show that escalates into huge monsters like Tamatoa and Taka. And then there is this breathtaking moment that happens at the end of the show with Teka's transformation back into Te Fiti that it made me cry. It made me cry. And when you mix in the music of Lin-Manuel Miranda, sung by a very talented cast with a lot of authentic Polynesian actors, you're sitting on a little mini Disney Hamilton. The talent is so strong, their voices are so tight. I hope that this show makes its way into the parks, to Broadway, tours the country. Honestly, I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed, Disney Live Entertainment. You blew me away on this ship. So call me, please. I want to do shows with you, please. Can I come be Olaf or something? Jenny, please call me. I'll audition. I'll just come audition. I'll come audition. Hashtag get Dan on the Disney Cruise Line. Number 2, Coriander and Sage. Easily the best upgrade to the Treasure is Coriander and Sage. These two appear everywhere. I remember first seeing them at the Let's Set Sail show, where they sort of like set up the story of the cruise, and then they continue to pop up throughout the entire sailing. Their entire vibe is super powered with like this self-aware gusto and fourth wall breaking that you could only get from like the genie, you know? And this is the genie's boat, really, as much as it is Aladdin and Jasmine's and the carpets. It almost feels like they're genie emissaries in a way. They're very Robin Williams coded.
I gotta be honest, I'm jealous of your elf. You got your wishes, you got your freedom. Ugh, freedom! It's not a want more than anything else.
I must be dreaming.
Anytime you see these two hosting or doing anything, you want to be there. In fact, most of the cool stuff they do is specifically called out on this list I'm making right now of stuff you shouldn't miss, so I won't spoil most of it yet, but to say that when you see this iconic pair's trunks full of props set up somewhere, you were about to witness something very cool. They have secret shows in the Atrium, fun events in the Sarabi Lounge, and they also do this paid extra Princess Tea Time event that you can book in advance. It's this little thing that happens in 1923 featuring princesses in pants. There's an equivalent thing on the Wish that happens with Frozen. It's like Frozen grandma like tea time thing. I don't know. I didn't do it on the Wish, but this is the equivalent of that where you get like to hang out with princesses. It's very cool. Coriander and Sage appeared in the lobby and we're like marching around, and I was like, what's going on? And someone's like, oh, that's the thing you pay for. I was told that they have somewhere close to 90 different shows that they know and can improv around, that they have learned in preparation for any kind of situation that might happen on the boat to keep guests dialed in and having fun. They are like your immersive fairy godparents. Do not sleep on these two. The Wish has a pair like this. I met them when I did my Wish sailing, and it was fun. They were fun. It was cute, I guess, but like that's all they did. They just wandered around. They're like, oh, the fairy godmother wishes you good doings of fairy godmother. But not Coriander and Sage. These two were the immersion goats. Number 3, the Coco Dinner Show. I'm a huge fan of the Coco Pixar film. It's honestly one of the greats. Packed with so many powerful emotional moments and really fun music, it makes me cry like a baby. What is there not to love about Coco? So in place of the frozen Arendelle Castle Dinner Show served up on the Wish, the treasure has transformed this space into a little Mexican town of Santa Cecilia, where we meet Miguel and his family, complete with a well-stacked ofrenda just days before Dia de los Muertos. I love the storytelling of this ship. I love the storytelling of this dinner theater. This one was really great. Thanks to a 7-day sailing, you visit all of your dining rooms twice. So the dinner story here gets to be split up into 2 nights. So we set up the story on the first night with Miguel wanting to join a mariachi band as the holiday approaches, with his family sort of meddling in his wishes. And then the second night goes into the Day of the Dead, which happens with Miguel, of course, making the same mistake he did in the original picture, picking up the guitar and summoning a bunch of, skeleton ancestors. It's so great. It's such a huge improvement over the Wish, where we cram the entire Frozen story into one dark, stormy dinner that's just, it's musical number after musical number with lighting effects. It's dark, it's loud. Here, everything gets to breathe. Everything gets to kind of open up. It's 5 out of 5 dance. Even though my specific seating got me fully Jenny Nicholsoned and stuck behind a pole for a bulk of the show, I still couldn't be mad, because I was still in like a vibey Mexican family hangout. It was incredible. I feel like the 2 giant trees growing up amongst all the roofs of Santa Cecilia with all the little businesses lining the wall, it just sells the illusion so perfectly. It just is so great. And at the very least, at the very bottom of it all, it's still a Mexican restaurant with chips and salsa and guac and delicious, tacos. And you can't beat it. You just can't beat it. Now, the second night is when the real magic happens in this space. There is where we're visited by the real undead, thanks to, like I said, Miguel doing his classic Miguel mix-up. Oh, I gotta touch old spooky instruments. Come on, Miguel. So the space transforms into this undead sort of celebration with lots of black lights. And it's not just the costume characters that are blacklit, the walls also kind of transform. I got one like blurry photo of it, and all the wait staff is dressed like those mythical creatures. And then of course we get a special appearance by Dante, the head server, your head server that you tip. You tip him for waving Dante so good. You know, it's one of the reasons why you tip the head server, because he's the Dante. The live music also is just stunning. The live music is just so good. Oh no. The mariachi that they have is like it's like there are so many moments of just beautiful music. And Wish has that on, the Frozen quartet, they have some really beautiful calm moments like the mariachi offers here, but it's 2 nights of beautiful mariachi harmonies. Ooh, it's so good. It gives me tingles. It really gives me tingles. I'm really excited to see what happens with the Destiny when this becomes a Lion King dinner theater. While Frozen's great, this is just a universally cool vibe. Do not skip either of these nights. Feel free to skip the first Marvel night, because that's just the same dinner show as The Wish, and it's pretty basic. Second Marvel night's cool. Nothing really to spoil. It's almost like an interactive trivia night, which is cool. Very, very cool. And like a fun little Groot storyline. There's like a cute little Groot and Rocket thing, baby Groot. And that's fun. And the vibe is, it's like lava lamps, like Austin Powers. It's groovy, it's like Guardians of the Galaxy, soundtracky. It's great. You gotta do it. You gotta try it out. You have to do Marvel second night on the Treasure. A+, perfect. The first night is weird, but I covered that in my Wish video, and we don't have to talk about it. It's literally a clone of what happens on the Wish. Spider-Man comes at the end now. Instead of the big giant food's cut. Now it's Spider-Man at the end. That's cool. I pulled up a seat for him, and he came up and did not sit down, and then I gave him a hard time, and then he sat down. And I was like, now you made me look like a jerk, Spider-Man. So yeah, dinner shows were great. Marvel Night 2, great, but both Cocos, do not miss your Coco dinners. I forbid it. Number 4, the Atrium and its many secret shows. I found myself spending a huge amount of time in the Atrium of this ship. It's beyond stunning. I've seen a few Disney Cruise Line Atriums now, and this one takes the cake. Compared to the sterile, cold, white operating room energy that is Cinderella Wish Atrium, the Treasure blows me away with the tropical Aladdin space. Gorgeous mosaics line every corner of the space, hiding little characters and secrets, a hidden Raja in the planter mosaic, an Abu tucked away in the mural, the magic carpet statuette grasping at a flower floating above the stairs, lined with glass that looks like a pond and beautiful foliage, and Aladdin and Jasmine cuddling together. It's like this beautiful romantic Adventureland scene. And the Atrium is packed with secret shows. Secret shows, you gotta keep an eye out for a bunch of these secret shows. Stories from the Lamp you cannot miss it. Coriander and Sage host this incredible Aladdin retelling that ends in this super cool, immersive Aladdin and Jasmine meet and greet. It's the coolest thing to witness. I cannot recommend it enough. And plus, you have to look out for when it says Coriander and Sage, just as the 2 of them in the Atrium, because they do all these super fun secret story times. Muppet Treasure Island was one of the ones I caught, which was really cool. I loved that. And then they had a little meet and greet after. And to keep with that stellar Adventureland vibe, they also host this just this incredible jungle cruise show that happens at the beginning and the end of the sailing. It's the same show. There are 4 opportunities to do it, and if you get it early, you can be one of the 30 or so guests that they capture and put on the boat to recreate the Jungle Cruise theme park attraction, but live in the Atrium. And if you're not on the boat as part of the gag, you are the animals. You are part of the bits. You are the gag. It's so great. They even have the backside of water. I can't can't express to you how much joy this brought me in the Atrium. It was triumphant. And not to mention that there's a Jack baby race that might be one of the single most entertaining things I've ever witnessed on Disney property. I cannot begin to express to you the NASCAR level joy that the crowd sort of grasps onto during this event, and who can blame them? Who can blame them? I also have to give an insane shout out to the show that is Who is Behind the Curtain. I think it happens towards the end of the sailing. There's just this random event that's called Who is Behind the Curtain. And they bring a kid on, and they brought this chaos kid on, and they're like, who's behind the curtain? And he's like, this kid made us, it took him 20 minutes to figure out that Pluto was behind the curtain waiting to hang out. It was amazing. It took so long that I was like, okay, surely I have enough time to go change into my Louis the Crocodile outfit, go meet Princess Tiana, and double back and still see how the show ends. And while it ended up ruining, if you listen to my Princess Tiana meet and greet, it's awesome, but I can't use it as a clip on my social media because I've just been looking for beignets. I haven't found any. And what's going on in the background of this clip is Who is Behind the Curtain is what I'm trying to say. So Who is Behind the Curtain effectively ruined my Princess Tiana meet and greet, but I'm going to try to subtitle it, and I'm going to stick it on Patreon along with a bonus extended cut of lots of my treasure adventures, all of the shows, everything that I could record. I'm going to throw over on Patreon. You can join for as little as $1 and then get your name in my videos for as little as $5. Help support the channel. Come see all the crazy behind the scenes stuff that Dan gets up to. You cannot miss the Atrium secret shows. There's a finale that is bonkers. Just FYI, if you go to the Atrium secret show finale thing, it sort of begins as an impromptu character meet and greet for about 15 minutes. So just stagger yourself accordingly, but you want to get there early enough to get a good seat because the finale is very cool. And I'll tease it at the end of the video. I don't want to spoil it because it's so cool. But again, if you want to see it, join my Patreon. I'll have a super long cut where the finale will be in there, all chaptered out so you can see everything, I promise. Number 5, the Haunted Mansion Parlor Bar. Wow. The Treasure has the coolest bar ever, and it's the Haunted Mansion Parlor. Soon to also be materializing on the Destiny, the Star Wars bar, hot, stinky Chewbacca farts, the Star Wars bar, compared to this masterpiece. This might be one of the coolest explorations into the Haunted Mansion lore that has ever been done. Ever been done. Since what, Rolly Crump invented Museum of the Weird? That's what I'm trying, this is so amazing. I'm obsessed with it. I want to make an entire video, I guess, exploring the lore and implications of the Haunted Mansion. Maybe we can do it with Dallin. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see a Disney treasure lore implications video. But let me tell you a little bit about the lore of the Haunted Mansion Parlor, because this is great. So this sea captain who's out at sea is betrayed by his murderous mermaid bride and ends up haunting the parlor on his ship that is magically connected to the Haunted Mansion through the corridor of doors. There's this corridor of doors sort of area that you enter in before you go into the bar. So you and all 999 happy haunts have access to this shared space so that they can also go and relax and visit the sea. They can go enjoy the sea parlor, their magical sea parlor that's connected. The show in the room lasts about 30 minutes and the entire room will eventually reset into a non-decayed state, and then the room will slowly begin to decay. It's very reminiscent to the decaying portrait at the beginning of the queue of the Haunted Mansion. Instead of the lightning portraits in the portrait gallery, so you have Poseidon, Blackbeard, the Mermaid Bride, a Voodoo Queen, all doing these very cool transformations that then have living animations. The Voodoo Queen's animation even sings part of Grim Grinning Ghosts. It's such a cool level of immersion that you can't beat it. I'm obsessed. Madame Leota regularly stops by and haunts the space and turns the entire room this very eerie green glow, possessing musical instruments on the walls that are individually projection mapped to have little fun effects. I can't with that. That's such a cool nod to Madame Leota being like, I'm obsessed with that. I'm obsessed. The Hatbox Ghost also regularly stops by, crashing the space and turning everything red and terrifying with this like nonstop heartbeat. It's creepy. The ghost fish tank that is a creation of Rolly Crump from the Museum of the Weird that never materialized into the mansion is brought to life into this stunning piece of high art. It is just amazing, complete with the Pepper's ghost fish effect. I just can't get it. I just can't get enough of it. Even the menu and the cocktails are haunted. The use of space and technology in this bar it's unparalleled. It's Trader Sam's level and is such an improvement over the Star Wars Bar of the Wish. I know I keep saying it, but like, I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. It's like night and day difference. Number 6, the Skipper Society Bar. Just across the hall from the Haunted Mansion is an open-air Jungle Cruise bar called the Skipper Society, where you can climb aboard the EMS Empress, a ship sailing the Nile River with Alberta Falls aboard, searching for her lost father, Albert. The energy here is very much the spirit of Adventureland. The carved animal stage, the animal print seats, the green foliage, the canvas roofs, all of the light fixtures that are little adventure guy hats, but the real joy comes from all the tiny details hidden around the bar and all the wall art and displays. The bar features 2 small booths packed with postcards, photos, newspaper clippings, and more. You really want to take the time to read these. A note from Walt Disney, an application for a skipper position, postcards to members of the SEA. I was so tickled sitting here for hours going through all the fine print of everything. The newspaper features a review of Bengal barbecue from Disneyland and ads for Adventureland Trading Gift Shop, and references to the 2 boats that have sunk on the Jungle Cruise storyline. This area just has it all. This location on the Wish was, of course, Princess and the Frog themed, which was like, it was kind of like, it was just lame. I don't know, it was just lame. It wasn't like, there wasn't anything to like really like sink your teeth into. It was just bayou and flowers and like frog, like lily pads and stuff. But on the Destiny, this area is going to be Doctor Strange Sanctum Sanctorum. So who knows? There's some potential for some more fun stuff to happen here in this space, but I like it a lot. It does have airport bar energy. It does have airport bar energy, you know? We go into it pretty deep on the podcast with Dallin, and we pick apart a lot of the details from this space. So make sure you watch that episode of Fun, and stay tuned. Number 7, the Indiana Jones show. So I've mentioned Coriander and Sage. They have secret shows in the Atrium, but they also have a secret show in the Sarabi Lounge. It's an 18+ show with some more suggestive themes. So, you know, like, don't bring your kids. This is probably the hardest I laughed on the entire cruise. I had such a good time here. The show starts as a cozy jazz club, like this immersive jazz club where a lounge singer comes out, warms up the crowd, has a little story, goes to introduce the ventriloquist who does not show up. So who crashes the party? None other than Coriander and Sage, of course. So they do this whole Indiana Jones improv show, complete with a live Foley artist making all the special effects sounds and doing a bunch of gags, and a prop camera setup with practical backgrounds that they're constantly jumping into, flipping around, putting props in front of. The audience gets taken through all 5 Indiana Jones films, and we're given a choice along the way to take one of 2 paths down like a lot of iconic Indiana Jones moments. And the audience, if they choose a wrong path, and the audience does choose the wrong path quite often, we dial of destiny back and retry until we get it right. I saw both showings of this, both of which were packed.
Clear that the correct choice is this one. Oh, it's more beautiful than I ever could imagine.
I laughed so hard at some bits, including the constant Indiana Jones whipping.
Oh my god!
banana. If you know, you know. It should be moved to the main stage, quite honestly, because it has that big of a draw. It feels like going back to Pleasure Island and visiting the Adventurer Club. The crowd chaos of this just fuels the magic.
Coriander and Sage!
Number 8, the carpets, the lights, and the arts. Okay, this is a weird one. I don't know what to say. But I love going to Disney locations and seeing like what art they put on the walls, what murals they do, what like things they make, what fancy carpets they might have designed, what weird light fixtures you might find. I know I'm weird. I don't know what you want me to say, but like, you know, if you like light fixtures at Disney parks, you know, I see you. We see each other, you know? The Disney Cruise Lines, they're great for that. Like, they are so great for that. The walls are lined with the coolest art ever, some of which you've never seen before. Enchanted Tiki Room concept art and Moana or Aladdin concept. Oh my goodness, the walls are just lined with like the coolest stuff. And the carpets are so gorgeous. I filmed the carpets so often on the sailing. People must have thought I was insane. Sometimes I filmed the carpet dressed as the carpet like a real lunatic. And the light fixtures, just look at this light fixture. Look at this light fixture. Look at this one. I love them all. Everywhere you look, there was a fun new one. There was just light fixtures for everyone. So I hope you've enjoyed this montage of the carpets, the lights, and the arts. And my deep appreciation for them. I guess I can't particularly point out anything that I remembered about the Wish and the art on the Wish and whatnot, but like for whatever reason, the Adventureland vibe of this sailing like manifested some really cool art. That I cannot recommend enough. Number 9, the character meet and greets. The characters on this sailing, on the Treasure One cast, were perfect. They were perfect. I really don't know what else to say. Like, truly authentic and fun, talented cast of performers, friends of the characters, the live face characters, even the character attendants who were secretly like the live like musical cast. I mean, like, guys, it was the best experience I might have ever had at a Disney thing. And not to break the magic or illusion here, but it's, you know, it's Disney, Dan. I'll take off the cool guy glasses. At the Disney parks, when you go on a Disney park vacation, you're spending 4 or 5 days there. You're doing lots of different things. You're meeting Mickey in a bunch of different locations, or Daisy, or, you know, Aladdin or Jasmine. You're having character breakfast, yada, yada, yada. There is a 0% chance that the time you meet Mickey at Tusker House is the same Mickey that you're going to meet at Main Street. If you kind of can read between the lines there, which is not what happens on a Disney cruise sailing. The cast that performs all the characters, it's the cast that performs the characters. And so as you get to interact with Mickey and Daisy and Donald and Aladdin and Jasmine and, you know, Rapunzel and Tiana and Moana, they're the same performers that you're going to meet later on your sailing. So you can develop this really fun relationship with the characters, especially as a family. Like, they begin to remember you, they remember facts about you, they get to have a good chat with you. It's really fun. It's really magical. Some really fun times with characters. Here are some of my favorite interactions I had with the costume characters.
Now, how hairy is one back to wrestle rope and then wrestle turtles?
Well,
are you looking?
that's not bad, is it?
I was not expecting this to happen. Hey, I've been just eating rocks, every rock that I can find. Some delicious rocks on this boat. I took a nap and I just woke up on this boat. Yeah, how did I get on? How did I get here? Yeah, no, keep me away from that guy. He keeps trying to eat me. He keeps feeding me. You can see it's working. And what's going on?
There, you grew quite a bit since last time I saw you. I know, much taller now.
Yeah, well, you know, it's the magic of the boat.
as I mentioned on my Patreon, make sure you head on over there because I'll have an extended cut of lots of character interactions because there's some good ones, there's some silly ones. But the addition of Coriander and Sage into the mix of characters that you can meet and greet and can tell stories ups the game and the level of immersion like crazy. When they have a Coriander and Sage event in the Atrium, it turns into a Coriander and Sage meet and greet, and they will hang out and talk to everybody. Like they will make sure to talk to and engage with everyone. They will wait. Number 10, the cast members. Look, I can't make a list about these Disney cruises without the cast members. I can't get over the amount of fun I had and the amount of silly cast members I met, like Cinderella. I loved this woman's name was Cinderella. I hope she goes so far. I got to meet like the entire cast of both musicals, and like you guys were incredible. Mallory from the entertainment team like seemed to almost follow us around as I was filming, and all the cool stuff I wanted to film, Mallory was hosting, and then it eventually culminated in her singing karaoke with me as I was dressed as Mufasa in the Sarabi Lounge. It started with me showing up as Rafiki and then putting on in silent DJ mode the Circle of Life, and then they handed me the headphones and I held them aloft like it was a baby Simba, and the crowd went wild. Oh my goodness. So thank you, Mallory, for like literally giving us an incredible sailing. My waitress Dash was just the best. I had the best waitress on the entire ship, and the assistant server Rodrigo kept me endlessly entertained with edible straws and like fancy napkin foldings. He's a star, baby. This guy's a star. Just look at him. It's like the peak cream of the crop when it comes to Disney staff, and I can't get enough of them. Like, Disney Cruise Line staff members, I love you and adore you. Thank you for all of your hard work. I have to, of course, honorably mention some fancy dining. Like a lot of the dining by and large, except for the Coco themed area, is all the same from the Wish. Like Palo, Enchante, 1923, Marvel dining, the Marceline Market, it's all the same. But the fancy dining, I broke into the fancy dining as Lumiere, and well, I had quite the experience in Enchante, and you can eat some incredible dishes, guys. You can have a Michelin star experience on these sailings for the same price as many of the other excursions that you do. You can go spend $200 to swim with one lazy dolphin, or you can drop $200 to have a insane dinner, an insane 15 course, mind-bending dinner where the food is just wild. I got to tour Enchante, so let me just show you a clip of that now, I guess, is a great way to, round out the video. Oh, hey, I didn't know you guys were coming. Come on in, come into the Rose. Thanks for coming by, guys. Checking out my brand new restaurant. Here's a nice little entrance foyer with some of the portraits of my favorite people. As you can see, this is a portrait of me. This is a stand-in model. I wasn't available for portrait taking. I was on tour with Sarah Bareilles. I was the candle for her piano, but stand-in did a great job. A little too thin there, but looking good otherwise. This is a beautiful entrance to the luxury portion of an already luxury cruise liner on the Disney Treasure, but it's Beauty and the Beast theme, starting with a rose bar, and here is the rose behind us. Now, it's not the real rose. That one's in a museum, obviously, but this is a recreation made in bronze by an artiste, likely a French one. And it's beautiful. Petals dropping. Oh my God, the stove moves. I didn't realize that. I thought that'd be glued down. As you can see, beautifully branded here. Enchante. Chef Arnaud, thank you. We got a beautiful tribute of you inside. Come on, let me show you Chef Arnaud. He's from the Champagne region of France. I don't know if you know that. And so there's a whole champagne thing going on here. You saw Be Our Guest. We had a lot of champagne in the castle. We're overflowing with champagne. As you can see, a beautiful statuette, again, of me here, representation. I didn't pose for this, also wasn't available. I was on tour with Bruno Mars as the candle on his piano. But they almost got it. Just a little thin. And as you can see, as a restaurateur now, I've been eating well. Come with me. Look at the boobles. The boobles of champagne from France, inspired by the chef. After my sailing on the Wish, I really was doubting the Triton class, now renamed Wish class ships. I did not know if the treasure would be the fun vibes that I was looking for because of the many sailings I've done, both on the classic Disney ships and on other ships. There's a lot of weird stuff that is going on with the Wish class ships, and I was really thinking that I'd be sworn off of them. But the 7-day sailing, I don't know if it gave me more time to explore the ship and get more comfortable with the ship. And I don't know if it's just that the cohesiveness of the themes didn't rattle me and shake me, and the vibe and the beauty. I don't know what it is about the treasure, but it really feels like a step up from the Wish. It's going to be hard to beat. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the treasure, and I'll do my best to answer all your questions about the treasure. Let me know if you have any questions about the Destiny or the Wish or what I'm here for it. I want to know also your stories and your sailings. If you work for Disney Cruise Line, if you're in the office in the court and you're a fan, hit me up, say hello. I need a Disney Cruise Line in, you know what I mean? Thanks so much to my patrons who really help support me and fund my treasure trip where I got to document a lot of really great stuff. And patrons, I'm coming your way with a nice long treasure extended cut of all kinds of weird and wacky stuff that I got up to. So make sure you check out my Patreon. You can join for as little as $1, as well as my podcast Fun, where I talked about the treasure lore with Dallin. I talked a little bit about the treasure with Peter, and I of course went in depth with Jake from Bright Sun Films about the treasure. So lots of treasure chats on my podcast that you definitely want to check out. Thanks so much for watching. And shout out to HalloweenCostumes.com for this incredible carpet caftan, essentially. You need this. It's a game changer.